Studio 550. It's McGraw in the morning on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, it is 8:20 here, St. Louis time on a Tuesday morning via Skype. Joining us is Dr. Jeffrey Lowell in Africa. Dr. Jeffrey Lowell, good to see you're safe and sound and good to hear your voice.
Great to talk to you, McGraw. Miss you guys.
You are in Djibouti, which is a small little country just, I guess, north of Ethiopia. You're part of this U.S. Naval Reserve. This is part of your commitment, correct?
Yes, I'm deployed here as part of the U.S. Navy. I'm with about 2,400 other deployed DoD assets here on Camp Lemonnier, which is in Djibouti, which is part of the Horn of Africa. We're north of Somalia, just across the Gulf of Aden from Yemen. And we're here doing an important mission, providing theater security cooperation activities, enabling our regional partners to neutralize violent extremist organizations, enabling regional access and freedom of movement within East Africa to protect and defend our U.S. interests here, and serving as a logistics platform to execute crisis response teams within East Africa.
How long are
So
you
a lot of very important missions here. There's about 4,500 on the base. About 2,500 are uniformed U.S. military from all branches, Army, Navy, Marines, Navy, and U.S. Coast Guard, Air Force.
How long are you there for, Doctor?
I'm here for about 7 months.
And you've been there how long?
I left home December 27th.
So you're about halfway through, more or less.
There was about a month of train up to get here.
Yeah.
So there's a variety of training evolutions you go through to kind of get forward deployed here.
Do you spend all your time on the base? Do you get? I mean, this isn't a resort town. So how safe are you outside of the base, and how often do you venture off the base?
The base is very safe, and it's actually a U.S. Army unit that provides base security, and they do an outstanding job. The town is Djibouti City. I and others go off. Primarily, I go off to provide. I have a working relationship with the French military hospital that's also in Djibouti, and we perform medical exchanges, as well as with the Djiboutian hospital here in Djibouti, and perform medical exchange with their personnel as well.
So you're able to actually practice medicine. What is the for people who live there in Djibouti? What is medical care like for them?
This is a very poor African nation, so their standards of care are nowhere near what U.S. standards are. It's a very poor country. It has a very high rate of tuberculosis and a very high rate of malaria. There are just a few hospitals in this whole area, and very few medical providers, and they have very limited assets. When you look at Africa, you really need to look at one of the maps that give proportion to Africa, because you can fit U.S., Russia, Europe, and India easily within Africa. So we talk here about the tyranny of time and distance, because everything is far away. So you can have great hours away from one country to the next.
It's a brilliant point, one in which people don't realize, because Africa appears on the equator on most maps. It's like putting a orange peel flat on a map, so Alaska looks a lot bigger than Africa, and yet Africa is 8 times the size of, say, the U.S.
Oh, easily. And so the base that I'm at here, Camp Lemonnier, is the only enduring forward operating base that the Department of Defense has here in Africa. So we have a large area of responsibility.
When you go out and you are greeted by the locals, clearly you're an American. What are you embraced? Are you shunned? What are your what? Or how are you treated as an American there?
Oh no, I think we have excellent relationship with the local Djiboutians, with both the medical providers as well as people on the street. Definitely not shunned. I think we have a very good relationship.
What have you learned, doctor? You're a doctor on the other side of the world in one of the poorest countries in the world. You're a smart man. You're one of the world-renowned transplant surgeons. What are you taking away from this experience?
Well, a few things. We have a great military, and I feel very honored and privileged to.
Got a little bit of a hiccup.
Granted all of the freedoms and wonderful experiences and opportunities that I have back at home, and it's easy to forget how lucky we are. We don't have to worry about food and water, and we don't have to worry about power. And when it gets hot, we go into air-conditioned homes. We drive cars and get new ones every few years, so we are very, very lucky. So I hope not to take that for granted. And we live in a very complex, diverse world, and I think being able to be flexible and see things in a different way, or how others may see them, and through others' lenses, I think those are good lessons that I'm going to learn.
Yeah. You're across from Yemen. You're close to Saudi Arabia. You're relatively close to Egypt. Are you going to any place for vacation? I mean, can I ask you, do you get a 3-day, 4-day pass to go to Cairo or Mecca or somewhere in the region?
No, I don't. I'm the sole surgeon for the camp and for the Horn of Africa, so I'm here for till my relief comes.
So I mean, you literally are in the outpost, more or less. You're it.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it an outpost, but this is the sole place where there is a we call it Role 2 medical presence here, where we have forward surgical capabilities in Africa. So this is the, at least in East Africa, this is the place for it, and I'm the guy that's supposed to be doing it. So I'm here, and I feel lucky and privileged to be here.
How's the family, Dr. Lowell? Your wife and you, I know, are very, very close, and how's that? Not to get too personal, but it's got to be a strain on that relationship as well.
Yeah, well, there's always sacrifice, and there's sacrifice at the family and personal level for me and my wife, who has to run a household by herself and does an incredible job running Southside Early Childhood Center. We get to Skype once a day, thank goodness for high-speed internet, so we get to talk at least, and get to talk to the kids either by text or FaceTime. It's certainly a sacrifice on my partners back at WashU and Barnes and St. Louis Children's, because they're having to work harder. So there's certainly sacrifice, and it's a shared sacrifice. So we all contribute to the mission.
Doctor, we'll let you go. We want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Just one note: you've been doing the show now for years, and you've been Skyping in for years. We noticed that you've really let your hair grow quite a bit, and it's an odd look for you, sir.
Well, you try and fit in with the locals here, and not so many people have. At least the local people have heads shaved, so a lot of beards around here too. So we're not going to do that, but we'll let the hair grow a little bit.
Dr. Jeffrey Lowell, how much news do you get from St. Louis? Do you know the Cardinals? Do you know? I mean, how much outside news do you get there?
I definitely track the Cardinals every day. I think we're 8 hours ahead, so I think last I looked at in the paper yesterday, we were 2-2.
Right.
Got Ballpark Village opening up.
Right.
Opened up. Mm-hmm. I know that. The Blues are in the hunt to win the Stanley Cup. Go Marathon. I missed, but hopefully I'll be there for the rock and roll one in the fall. Hopefully going to run that with one of my daughters.
Great.
I subscribe to the Post-Dispatch online, so
All
I
right.
get to pretty current on that, and certainly keep up with KTRS.
Oh, it's extraordinary. Dr. Jeffrey Lowell, live from Djibouti City, Djibouti, via Skype, via the Big 550 KTRS, part of your U.S. naval commitment. Doctor, when we say that we support the troops, we also keep you in our thoughts and prayers, and we wish you the best, and we wish you a safe return, and we couldn't be any prouder of you for the work you're doing in the name of the U.S. government.
Thanks, McGraw. Thanks, guys. It's really good to talk to you guys. That's great.
Be good, Doctor, and you'll be in our thoughts and prayers, and we'll see you when you get back.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Dr. Jeffrey Lowell, ladies and gentlemen, via Skype on the Big 550 KTRS.
It's extraordinary. Seriously, it was
I got
no delay.
I
It was
it's one of the
crystal clear.
when they asked me one of the fun things or things you will remember most about this job, talking to a United States soldier in Djibouti, exporting American culture and goodwill around the world in a place we wouldn't go if our life depended on it.
And giving up his
Sacrificing,
life. Yes.
that's right, sacrificing his
For
life
almost a year.
for
Half
7
a year.
months, right, in the name of goodwill, more or less. Pretty extraordinary stuff.
Yes.
Dr. Jeffrey Lowell, we're thinking of you. 8:30 here on the Big 550 KTRS.